Open-minded, not blinded. It's Job Reach.
You let it chit chat, you can miss me with that rah rah rah. I'm the hottest thing out, I can stop. Haters wanna pull up and let it go bop. They see I'm on the rise and they pray that I drop.
It's Job Reach.
You let it chit chat.
Coming July and alive from the city of Job Reach. We got a very special guest with us today. He is the one singing the song in the background. It's a show called Open-Minded, Not Blinded, where you get you to challenge your mindset. This show is for you and about you. It's all about motivation, inspiration, and education. We got a special guest, like I mentioned. His name is Esco Raps. Esco Raps, please introduce yourself to the city of Job Reach.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Tesco Raps, represent 519, Punchline Records. I appreciate y'all having me right now.
Awesome. Thank you, man, so much. So the topic today is called Collaboration in the Rap Music Industry Toronto. This episode is sponsored by Punchline Records. It's a recording label based in Kitchener, Ontario. Their contact is at Esco Raps. That's ESCO Raps, RAPS. That's on Instagram. So you can find them on Instagram at Esco Raps. Now, before we get the episode started today, I want to say to all my listeners, please do us a favor and go to YouTube, click the notification bell, and also click subscribe on our YouTube channel so you don't miss any upcoming episodes, and you can also stay tuned and live with us for every current update that we give to you. So thank you so much for that and for giving us that favor. Now today our special guest, Esco Raps. You heard him in the background, the song that was the intro to this video. Now, Esco Raps, when you hear about collaboration in the music industry, what comes to your mind when you hear the word collaboration?
To me, collaboration means two artists coming together to make something creative and then put it out together as a collaborative. So that means both of them promoting it, both of them really hyping up the song and then releasing it and then reaping the benefits together.
Nice. I love the way you explained that. So that's precise. But with that being said, what type of music do you do?
I do hip-hop music.
Hip-hop. Well, hip-hop is a very popular genre of music. What caused you to get into hip-hop? Why hip-hop?
Well, I grew up listening to hip-hop when I was young. My brothers influenced me because they used to play it. So then I came up with, like, I thought I could rhyme too. Like, I could put rhyming words together too, just like them. So then it just translated to me making songs and then me working at, making my rhymes, writing the verses. And that's how I was influenced by hip-hop, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's perfect, man. And I heard your new song, On the Rise. It's a good song. It's the song we were playing in the beginning of the video. There will be a link to the song in the description of this video so listeners can actually click the link and check it out. It's a great song. It's called On the Rise. Now, what made you come up with that song, On the Rise? How did you come up with the title and what inspired this song?
Well, On the Rise, basically I heard the beat. I came across this producer, Provision Beats, and I liked the beat, and then I worked with it. The song just came to me, you know what I'm saying? So then it was just more so me and Shane Sparks, which is the feature on the track. Me and him last year had a pretty big year. We dropped both albums. My album, Behind the Scenes, available everywhere. His album, Mood, available everywhere. So I was feeling like we were really putting in work for the city because we both in K-Town, you know what I mean, Kitchener. So I reached out to him because he was doing his thing, and then he added that extra fire to the track, you know what I'm saying? So we put it together, cooked it up, he came through, and we put it out together, you know what I'm saying? So, and it did real good numbers. Like I said, I think 7,000 streams on Spotify right now.
Yeah. It's a like I said, the song is straight fire. I like it. I think it's really well put together, vocabulary skills. I think the coordination of the song itself, and of course, it has that flow that you can bump in the ride and has a nice bass and everything. So people will get a chance to hear some more of it before this episode is finished. With that being said, though, how do you feel about your music when you hear it playing elsewhere?
I feel like I've accomplished something. Like people are vibing to my music. You know what I'm saying? Like they ride with it. They bump it in the whip. They play it when they're at the gym. Everywhere. So it just makes me feel good that my city rock with me like that, and I want it to expand further out.
And that's good news, and that's why we're talking on the topic collaboration in the music industry. I think you're doing a really good job. I have to say that, salute to you. How long have you been rapping though?
I've been rapping for about I don't know, at least 14 years.
14 years. You're putting in the work, bro. You're putting in the work. You're representing. And do you see yourself as a role model? Do you see yourself as sort of a leader in the business?
I try and do things or I try and teach artists ways to do it, not the way that the industry kind of is the way right now. You know what I mean? Like a different way, so that they reap more benefits in the long run.
And that's good looking out. I think that's something definitely commendable, because a lot of people are rapping or doing music or successful in one thing, but they're not really inspiring anyone else or taking anyone else with them. So you basically see yourself as sort of a mentor, basically. Right or wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically, because I've been in it enough where I made mistakes and I know what mistakes to stay away from. And a young artist is gonna just try the same mistakes, and it's like I can teach that artist nah, this don't work. This is what works, and this is what we need to focus on.
All right, and that makes sense to me. And I would think this question is definitely appropriate. That follows. What made you want to become a rapper?
Just basically seeing the rappers I was listening to growing up doing it, and then like I said, I felt like I could do the same thing, and then I worked at the craft. I got better over time. I learned how to write. I taught myself how to write, how to flow through the beat, delivery, all this stuff, and then I put it together. Along the way, I worked with a lot of people that influenced and helped me kind of build and how to really structure a song and how to really market a song and everything. So I took marketing in school too, so I know a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think that the fact that you also educated yourself, like you said, you took marketing in school, is an asset to your brand or an asset to you actually making it in the industry, because without, you can have a good product, but if you can't market it properly, then nobody really gets a chance to have the product available to them.
That's right.
That's awesome, man. So, have rapping changed your life in any way at all?
Yeah, I'd say rapping's changed my life. Like, it is what I do, you know what I mean? It's my outlet. It's my way of speaking to listeners. It's my way of talking to people without directly having a conversation with people. It's my thoughts. It's my story. It's how I feel. So it's a way for them to connect with me. You know what I'm saying? On the level of they feel how I feel, or they went through a similar story that I went through. So that's what led me to that.
So it's like the message is in the music kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to, like to me, it's like if you want to get to know me as a person, then listen to the music, because I put it out there for you to, connect with me on that level.
Wow, that's powerful, man. It sounds like you have some good inspiration too in the rap or music business. So who is your favorite rapper, or who do you think is the best rapper of all time?
The best rapper of all time, Eminem.
All right, man. I feel you. And why do you say that?
Because of his lyrical ability. Like, to me, hip-hop's about, your lyrical ability, and on top of that, how successful you are. And he kept it real. Like, he rapped about his life, his experiences, everything that he went through, and it was admirable. And he did it in a way that was so creative, and just he changed music at that time. You know what I'm saying? So he made history. So to me, he's the best lyricist, and he's the best hip-hop artist, because to me, like I said, it's about lyrics and metaphors and writing ability, and to me, he's the best. He's the GOAT.
Wow, that's deep. So you're saying he's capable of getting where he wants to get and reaching who he wants to reach because he has the capabilities that is required to do so.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfect. And I have no doubt that one day you would be talked about, somebody will talk about you in the same way as an example, as a mentor. If you're just joining us, it's a show called Open Minded Not Blinded. It's right now this episode is with a little twist. We have a rapper here with us out of the recording label based in Kitchener, Ontario. His name is Esco Raps. That's ESCO Raps. We played this song in the beginning of this episode. There will be a link in the description for his song of this video. And right now, as the interview continues to the listeners in the city of Jackbridge, we're going to ask Esco Raps what is the main message that's included in his music.
The main message in my music is basically, I just want other people to just follow what they want to do. You know, like I followed my dream of doing music, and they could do the same thing. And I just want to help them reach that path. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been through a lot of mistakes, and I know what works. You know, so to me, that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, man, that's deep. That's deep. That's powerful. I can actually relate to that. I can rock with that beat still. So tell us some of your accomplishments in the music business. I know you talked about collaborating with Shane, and you guys dropped your album last year. I mean, that's part of the business, EP, demos, collaboration and all of that. But what are some of your major or biggest accomplishments in the music business?
One of the biggest things is I've opened up a lot of shows for a lot of artists, you know, like legends like Onyx. I opened up for Sean Kingston, Busta, T-Pain, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel proud that I touched the same stage as these guys, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm no different than these guys. I reach a level that they reach. Like, we're on the same stage, you know what I'm saying? The only difference is they're from the States where they have a big marketing machine behind them. But we out here in Canada, we're putting in the same work, and we're on the same stage, and we on the same show, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel proud of that, you know what I'm saying? I touched a lot of stages. I rocked a lot of shows. I've been to a lot of places that I never thought I'd go to, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's been a good, you know what I'm saying, career.
Wow, that's deep. That's a good ride, man. I tell you, I think that the fact that you mentioned humbling yourself enough to open up for great artists or big artists and sharing the same stage with them, it speaks to your level of maturity in the business, because some people may see that as something mediocre, but you see that's something major. And I definitely can appreciate what you're talking about, because I've been there, I've done that, and I know exactly the feeling, the rush, the vibe. And I think also at the same time, it's the start, because I've once heard that every great journey begins with one step. So I think that's a perfect start to where you're going to be next. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly. Like, you know, everyone wants to like be at that level where they want to do the same thing as someone that they've seen like on TV or something. You know what I mean? So like when I opened up for Onyx, Fredro Starr was just standing right next to me, and I didn't even notice it was him. You know what I'm saying? Because like on TV he looked different, right? But then it's like, oh, like he's standing right there, and it's like, you know, a lot of people would like to be in that position, and it's like I was in that position, and it's real humbling, and it's real like. It's real dope, you know what I'm saying? Like listening to these guys and then opening for dudes like that, it's real dope.
Yeah, man, trust me, it's pretty cool. I can definitely relate, and I'm sure a lot of upcoming artists and a lot of artists and even the ones you mentioned in this episode, I'm sure some of them are definitely going to be appreciative of the mention and of also the praise you give them. And I think that this is where it's at right now, as you mentioned earlier in the episode, that you seem to be a role model or mentor, and I definitely kind of say yes, I would co-sign that. You know. But so, have you ever collaborated with any other artists other than Shane? List a few of them.
Yeah, I've collaborated with the Kid Famous. He's an artist out of Toronto. Sazy out of St. Catharines. A whole bunch of artists from my own city, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've collaborated with Tate Garrett, Fresh, like I said, Shane. Yeah, there's a lot of other artists, you know what I'm saying? So, I've collaborated with a lot of artists in my time.
That's good news, man. And collaborating with other rappers can be difficult when you haven't established a name for yourself as yet. We both know this. How does a rapper overcome this sort of hurdle? So tell us.
I mean, like the rapper got to put out material, and the material got to be well received. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if an artist with no name reach out to me and he say like, "Yo, I want to do a song," or whatever, it's like I'm gonna look at their resume, pretty much like what they put out. So I'm gonna check what their YouTube is, what their SoundCloud is, what kind of music they're with, and if I'm feeling the music, then I'll do the joint. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of artists won't do it. They'll just be like, "Oh no, you ain't got a name. I'm not really rocking with it." And that's where that mentality needs to change. Where it's like, yeah, we've been in this, and we feel like, you know, we kind of passed doing collaborations with people that don't have a name, but it's like they still need that opportunity. Like we needed that opportunity when we were at that stage.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's deep. So it seems like you're passionate about that collaboration aspect of the business, and you spoke really passionate when you talked about the artist with a name forgot basically that he didn't have a name at one point and he needed the collaboration aspect to make his brand grow or to get out there. So you can speak some more to that if you like.
Yeah, like I said, like they forgot what it was like. So yeah, like you said, their brand grew, and then they just don't want to work with, like, you know, someone that doesn't have a name. So then it's hard for those artists, and it's hard for them to get out and really, you know, put out their material, and it's really well received, and you know what I'm saying? So for those artists, they really need to focus on reach out to a few artists that you really like, that you really want to collaborate with, and then reach out to the artist and be like, "Yo, I checked out a few of your joints. You know, I'm really fat. I'm feeling the vibe. I feel like, you know, if we did a song together, it could really come out." And really, you know, at the end of the day, also offer these artists something. You know what I'm saying? Like offer them a percentage of the song, or even like some, you know, extra cash. You know what I'm saying? So then it's an extra incentive. I'm not saying like go pay $500 on a collab. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying like maybe if an artist is willing to do it for like, you know, 50, you know, $100, you know, whatever it is, and then that artist is also, you know, it's like you offering that artist something in return for their I guess like that compensation of they do bigger numbers, they have more followers, so it's like you're tapping into their market, but they also feel like they're being compensated in a way also, and they're also helping you out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the collaborative process too, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's a really good example that you gave. So it's sort of like you scratch my back, I scratch yours sort of a thing.
Yeah, have something to offer that artist. So then it's an incentive for them to be like, okay, you know what? I'll do it. You know, like if an artist reached out to me and said like, "Yo, you know, my budget low, but I really want to work with you. I only got this." I'd be like, "Yo, let's do it." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we can do it.
I think that's some really good advice too for all the upcoming artists. Is like at least they know now when they're looking for collaboration, it's not just like reaching out to artists on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube and just sending them a message, but also offer them some sort of incentive. Because I think that most of us, it depends on what the incentive is most times, but we all are likely to pay more attention to a message or invitation if there is some sort of incentive in it for us.
Yeah.
For those listening and they're thinking about being a rapper or any part of the music industry, tell them one good thing to look forward to.
I'd say look forward to just reaching goals. Set goals for yourself and look forward to reaching goals. So like if your goal is even to just do your first performance, then once you get to that performance and you do it, then you're gonna feel good, and you're gonna like those moments are what you're gonna make you feel good. When a fan comes up to you and says like, "Yo, sign whatever," you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna feel like a superstar in the moment, because that's what fans do. You know what I mean? They run up and say, "Yo, let me get your autograph," or "Let me get you to sign my CD, my merch, anything," you know. And it's also working on the business side of getting your merch out, you know, getting people to wear your shirts, and that all comes through the music, the artist, the personality, all that, the character.
Wow, that's deep, man. I appreciate it because I feel like right now, it feel like you even getting me pumped up. You getting me I feel ready to go into the studio tonight. I feel like I want to reach out to some artists and collab with them because you're getting me pumped up, you're getting me motivated, and that's what the show is all about: motivation, inspiration, and education. And you're giving the listeners just that. Now you talked about things to look forward to in the music business. How about things to look forward to in a negative aspect? What should a rapper or musician look forward to in a negative aspect?
They're gonna face a lot of hate. So a lot of people want to do this. They want to make songs, but like this is not cut out for everybody. So those people that want to do but can't do are the ones that are gonna hate on you because you can do. So they're gonna say, "Oh, it's not that good," because they can't come up with something that good. So they're gonna hate on you for it. So what you got to do is like the more haters you got and the more people hating on you, that's the motivation. That's the drive. You know you're on the right path. If you don't have one person hating on you, you are not doing it right. You need 10 haters. You need 20. You need 100. You need all these haters because they're going to push your music. And they're going to push your music saying, "Yo, it's whack, it's whack." But at the end of the day, there ain't no negative press. You know what I'm saying? So if someone's saying it's whack, they're gonna tell 20 people it's whack, and those 20 people are gonna go check it out, and they're gonna have their opinion on the music. And that's what's good about music, is that it's objective to everyone's opinion. One person might say it's whack, another person might say it's fire.
That's crazy, man. I love it. It just reminded me of my song I did about 2 or 3 years ago called "I Need More Haters," because I always tell people if you don't have haters, as you just said and you just spoke to, that means you're not doing something right. For every 1,000 haters you got, you're going to have about 100,000 fans. So you need haters because, as you said, the haters push your music, they push your brand. That means you're doing something right. Nobody hates on a tree that's bearing no fruit. So I love the way you just articulated that there. Now, what are some challenges a underground rapper faces? What are some struggles? What are some challenges? Let's get deep into this right now.
Some challenges for artists would be getting opportunities to, open up shows, or like I said, getting a verse from an artist or getting a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like the challenges are, you need a budget to work with. As an artist, you really need to have that budget for the marketing, for the studio time, for the graphics, the beats, everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, like a company like mine, Punchline Records, we put up that money for the artist, where it's like you don't have to worry about, how am I going to pay for this or how am I going to pay for that? It's like if we feel like your music is that talented and that we can brand it and we can, mutually make some money off it, well, then we put up the money and then we do it, and then, push it to the point where it's like the money's coming back for the artist, so then they can put it into future projects, for videos, for, songs, releases, venues, events, all that.
Nice. So you talked about Punchline Records, your recording label, and it brings us to the next question. You have your own record label. Tell us more about that.
So basically, it's my record label, and right now I'm just looking for artists to work with, to develop, and I'm looking for songwriters, producers, everyone entailing, the making of a song. So like I said, like the songwriters I want to holler at, I want the producers to get at me because a lot of people need beats, and from there it's also the graphic designing, the Spotify releases, all that, the registering the music and everything. So we take care of all that. And like I said, the artist gets to be the artist, and they just have to worry on making fire music. That's it.
You mentioned a lot of things that are compulsory to the music business and the music industry. You didn't mention music videos, so how about that? Does the record label support that also?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely put in for the music video. Like I said, if the artist has to have numbers and they have to have like a somewhat of a track record and say, you know what, okay, if we push it further, we can really do better numbers and push it bigger and better and all that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely.
Yeah, and what requirements does a rapper or musician have to meet to be signed by your label? Punchline Records.
For me, a lot of it is motivation. How motivated are you? How dedicated are you? And how much do you really believe in yourself and push for yourself to make this happen. Like, I don't want to work with no part-time rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want someone that's going to be full-time, dedicated, and just come up with more ideas and be more creative and really break the mold and put on for the city and put on for Canada, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, the game full of States rappers, like, the game need more up north rappers, so, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to bring to the table, and that's what I want to bring to the music and say, you know what, Canada got a lot of talent out here.
I feel you on that. You already know. Legit. Keeping it real. That's what it's about. Though that brings us to the time of the show where you give us your tips and strategies. So with that being said, Esco Raps, what would be a tip for people in regards to collaboration and the rap music industry?
Find an artist that you really, like I said, that you really rock with, and then come up with a vibe together. You know, like, the best records are done, you know, preferably if you're in a room together and you're working together. But if you got to work from across, like, you know, city to city or whatever, for whatever reason, you know, you still got, you know, Messenger, you still got video call where you can work like that and really come up with it together. You know, come up with, like, you know, ideas and things that are really going to stand out in the song, and come up with it, like, the ideas together, because you can feed off each other and bounce ideas and say, like, no, that don't work, but yeah, you know what, that sounds good.
Nice. And what are some strategies in regards to your tips to make it work?
Have a plan. So basically, before you start releasing any type of songs or anything like that, it's just have a plan and execute that plan. Have timelines, like I said, set goals, and really stick to the plan. So if you're going to do a release, really stick to a day and have your marketing really set in place to drive that song and reach as many followers or as many ears as possible. So then, you know what I'm saying, it translates into dollars on Spotify, the streams, you know, on video, the views, on YouTube, I mean, the views and everything. So that's what it is. It's all about just taking what's available out there, you know, even the grants, applying for grants for music videos or even for projects. That's something that we'll take care of. And the benefits are, you know, you get a grant, well, then you do a video or you do something proper, and then it's just, you know, elevating the music and elevating that artist.
That's perfect. Thank you. That's some really good tips and some really good strategies, especially the part you talked about applying for grants. I think a lot of people don't know about that. We'll talk more about that soon. Here's my tips and strategies. Any type of music you do it because you love it. Not for money, not for income, because those things will come. See, this is my tip. For more information and some more tips on how to be a successful rapper or to be successful in the music industry, please click the link in the description of this video. My strategies: focus, focus, focus. Stay driven. To listen to the song by Esco Raps, please click the link in the description of this video. For more information, please call 289-804-7353 or email us directly at javreach@gmail.com. This is the part of the show called For You and About You, Esco Raps. Tell the wonderful listeners in the city of Javreach what you'd like them to know about you and how they can contact you if they choose to.
Just check out my album on Spotify, on iTunes, available everywhere, SoundCloud, YouTube. It's called Behind the Scenes.
Right on. That's perfect. So, on the behalf of the Javreach Show, Esco Raps, we want to say thank you so much for representing today. We got some wonderful feedback and comments. We are deeply moved by these, and they help encourage us to keep doing this for you and about you. If you have any comments, feedback, or something to add in regard to the topic today, please send us an email to javreach@gmail.com. On behalf of the Javreach Show, we thank you so much for the loyal listeners in the city of Javreach. We appreciate you. Please remember to find us at Javreach. That's on Google, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all that. Comment, like, share, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Javreach the Show. And remember, don't keep the message to yourself. Please remember to share it with someone else. I am about to play Esco Raps on The Rise. The tune is pure fire. Thank you for listening. Please find Esco Raps on Instagram, YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, and everything else. Here's Esco Raps on The Rise. I endorse this one.
chit chat, you can miss me with a rah rah rah. I'm the hottest thing out, I can stop. Haters wanna pull up and let it go bop. They see I'm on the rise and they pray that I drop. You love the chit chat, you can miss me with a rah rah rah. I'm the hottest thing out, I can stop. Haters wanna pull up and let it go bop. They see I'm on the rise and I pray that I drop. Look at all the goals I'm accomplishing, damn. Open up enough for shows now, give me bands. I was grinding when you was playing with your plans. Recording in a booth for about 50 grand. I don't think you understand. In the kitchen breaking down those Z's to the gram. Got the piff rolled in a Century Sam. If you mention top 10, you better mention my name. I love the attention, but I don't do this for the fame. If you're making me a deal, better come with a plane. Mention topless Artie in a blacked out range. If you can't match that, then I'm good. Independent man, think I'm starving for a deal? Got it wrong. Eating off my name, cause they're loving all the songs. NBA Jam Fire with the